Hello, I'm Michael Glass from michaelglass.com, where we focus on making informed decisions about your financial future. This is our Forex Technical Analysis Trading Plan for Sunday, May 22nd, 2011. Before we begin, we got to start off with our disclosures. Any symbols you see today should not be inferred as a trading recommendation. No matter what form of investing you choose, stock, forex, futures, options, they all have a level of risk associated with them. You can't lose all your money. These strategies we show today are for educational purposes only. Future results are not guaranteed. Any investment decision you make is solely your own responsibility. Trade at your own risk. So again, this is our weekend technical analysis. We're going to look at the price action for the past week. We're going to identify key price levels for support and resistance. We're going to look at the gold and crude charts to see if there's any leading indicators there. We're going to come with a low volatility watch list, an inside bar watch list, and we have an educational section at the end. With that, let's begin. Okay, we are starting off with the dollar Canadian, and the good news is that we're obviously in the downtrend, and that's fine. But you can see that in this last 2 weeks here, we've established a short-term uptrend, and that we've actually broken out somewhat of this downtrend. Now, certainly there's more to go to really say that we're in a full-out uptrend, but there are some positive things to mention. So one thing to watch is where we are right now. You can see this swing low that's going on in here, and when we draw that up, it matches where we currently are right now. So I don't have a trade right now on it, but you can see where we've broken out, we pull back, we tested 20 moving average and bounce, and now we're moving up. And so to really confirm where we are, we need to make the next move, which is to get above 98. But until we get out of pullback and test, I'm going to set my hands with the dollar Canadian, the dollar franc. Another one, obvious downtrend. And the other thing that's interesting about this, let me scroll back out a little bit, is that you can kind of see that we have a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders going on here. If I take this and draw it down, now you can make an argument about what's going on here to the upside. But when we zoom in, you can see that right now that downtrend line is holding up its resistance. That 50 moving average is holding up its resistance, and we're possibly heading lower. So what I want to do is watch where we are right now. Notice that we made a wick through, buyers found value. We pushed down through it again, but buyers are continuing to find value. So I probably put an alert right here at the wick of Thursday's candle, the wick here, just to see if we're going to continue to move down. And then again, if you look at these candles here, buyers finding value. So we probably really need to get underneath Friday's candle to really test the tenacity of these buyers, and whether or not we're going to go down and retest the lows. And our final dollar one is the dollar yen, and this one is just basically consolidating. And what it looks like is that we're back into this range here. We had the earthquake, and a reaction to it, and now we're bouncing, and now we're getting back into this. So if we blow it one more time, and we're sitting at the 20 moving average, a lot of wicks here. Thursday did break us through, but sellers found value, and they pushed right back down. So I'll be interested, put an alert above the 50 moving average, above Friday's action. I'm not saying trade it, but I'm saying it is important to know what's going on. We do have acceleration going on, and we'll have to see, just like the buyers on the dollar franc, we'll see if the sellers still have strength on the dollar yen if we get above the 50 moving average. Now we are switching over to the euro dollar and some of the euro currency pairs. And so, obviously uptrend, we had this, when the weakness with the euro started to come in, we have this downtrend. And as we zoom in a little bit, and we can kind of see where we are, one thing we have to watch is basically what's going to happen from here. we found support. We thought there would be some bears, especially once we broke the 50 moving average, but we did bounce at a previous swing low. Now we come up and we're failing at the 20 moving average. We didn't just come up and hit it. We came out and pushed down hard. So that's a old school Dave Elliott ice hole failure, failing at the moving average, and failing at a potential resistance level. So we'll have to see. Certainly I would put an alert below Friday's low just to see if we are going to run down and retest at least this price level and see if this bearishness continues. And otherwise, I would sit on hands before I would go bullish on this one, and let it get out of this this congestion of the past week and a half or so, and let a trend form. But right now, there's a downtrend forming. We put in a lower high, so we can trade that. Even though in the longer term, we always have to keep in mind, in the longer term we are in an uptrend. Short term, maybe a downtrend. And so you have to trade it accordingly. If you are going to trade this down, you have to adjust your stops and everything because it is counter trend. We'll go to Euro Aussie. This one's really just consolidating. And what I want to watch for this one is you can see where buyers found value sort of at where they did earlier last week. So, right now I'd probably put an alert either at the low of Friday's action or at the low of where this is right here, 1.322225, to see if we are going to push lower. If we push lower, let's zoom back out a little bit, we can kind of see that there's a lot of free air here. So, if we break here, it's very easy to see that we'll come all the way down and test at least 1.3. So, that's what we want to watch. And because again, you can see how easily we fell, how quickly we moved up. So there's not a lot of volume resistance in here. So I would put my alert there just to see if we're going to free fall a little bit lower. Look at this 1 hour. Down, 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 down. Here's the Euro Canadian. Got a nice uptrend going on here. We broke out of that uptrend, found support at the 200. Go a little bit more. If you wanted to, you could bracket these wicks and trade to the outside. But we also see this consolidation. We're at support right now. There's another range up here that we could mark at 1.4. Tested here, tested here. So right now, I would say sit on hands for the Euro Canadian. The Euro Franc. Obvious downtrend here, and now we are testing some of the lows here. And obviously this is where buyers found value, so we definitely want to go ahead and put an alert here to see if we are breaking lower and test the conviction of the buyers. This is where the buyers always found value, so we definitely want to test that. And our next one is the Euro Pound. And what we have here is another one that sort of like the Euro Dollar, nice uptrend, consolidating, found a little support. This is actually the 500 moving average. Not too often that we see that. But we also see a failure at the 20 moving average. So this one, I'll watch to see if it's going to break the 500 down to the 200. But that's it. I'm not going to trade this to the upside, but I am going to watch this price level in here, 867, or you can see the 500 is 86668. I'm going to watch that to see if we break lower to the downside to test the 200 moving average. Our last euro is the Euro Yen. And looks like we found a little support off the 200 moving average. We could extend out this downtrend line here to where we are now as a potential target if we were going higher, but we failed at the 200. We could draw an uptrend line, but we'll use this 155, 115, 155, and if we break that, maybe we'll come right back down to test the 200. So that's what I'm looking at, a short to test the 200, not ready to go bullish at this time. Okay, we're going over to the pound currencies. We got the pound Canadian, and we can see this wedge that we're in. And basically, I'm just waiting for it to break out of that, do something before I do that. So sit on hands. We'll go to the pound franc. And here, we're in an obvious downtrend. And we're kind of, consolidating here near the obvious swing low, the obvious lows. So, we want to watch what's happening. If you want to, put an alert down here. I would not trade the aggressive short to test that lows. But right now, buyers are saying we have value. And when that breaks, you can draw your downtrend line and draw your descending wedge and see which way we're going to break. But certainly want to be aware if it breaks lower. Not ready to trade this to the upside. Pound yen. Here you can see another descending wedge that we're looking at here. Raise it up a little bit. Here's another one that you have to go ahead and determine this descending wedge and which way is this going to resolve. So I would watch, below 130, above 134-ish, and see which way this is going to break out. What about the pound dollar? Nice uptrend. Coming back into a range here. So it'll be interesting to see if we are going to go down and test the 200, test 1.6. Probably by the time we get down there, the 200 will be there. So I probably put an alert at the lows here, these wicks at 1615. Just to see, again, an alert's just an alert to bring your attention to see, again, are we going to run down here and test this low of this channel of consolidation and a test of the 200. And while we're doing that, we'll switch over to the Aussie dollar. Showing the same strength as gold. We'll look at gold in a second here. Finding support at the 50 moving average. Here's another one that we can draw, descending wedge. A lot of descending wedges this week, huh? Draw that down. Let the Aussie dollar break out one or the other and trade that. And the New Zealand dollar. Uptrend, if you want to, draw your downtrend line here too. See what's going to happen. That gets us above this consolidation right here. May sit on hands on this one right now, but there is a break that you can trade. All right, taking a quick look at gold, we can see, we mentioned with the Aussie dollar, some comparisons there. And what we can see is that we found support at the 50 moving average, and then we sort of have a breakout going on here. So possibly gold could be making a run back up to test that swing high, but we had our descending wedge, we broke out of that. Very nice candle here on Friday. On oil, we kind of see a little bit of the same thing here. We had our breakout, and we retested our support level. Now, of course, we're not above the 20 and 50 moving average like gold, so we still have to be cautious of that. But possibly oil is looking like it might make a run. I would say you can see this resistance here, which matches up with the 20 and the 50 moving average. Okay, we are out of time, so we don't have our watch list there for you, but just check us out on Twitter, and what we'll do is we'll put the low volatility in the insight bar on Twitter. You can see Move It with Mike is our Twitter account, and we're on YouTube and Facebook. You know about our partners. We've got a great free video course on how to develop high probability trading setups. If you're trading Forex, why not get paid to trade? A great Forex signal software to help you predict the trend for 8 hours. And for those people who do want signals, we have a great automated forex trading platform for you also. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.